What's going on, everybody? This is episode 2 of the Silent War podcast. I'm Mike. I'm right here with my boy Chris, and today we got another guest that has a tremendous story. You know, he lives by the motto, "Your new life will cost you your old life," and behind that, there's a lot of meaning. He's overcame a lot of struggles in his life, and he's a great example of somebody that have been through trials and tribulations and continues to strive each and every day. So we want to welcome Tyler Gormley on the podcast today. We're here to talk about his story, and I think some of you guys are going to benefit from hearing it. So,
yes, sir. Happy to have you.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man. So, we just want to dive right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself before, the big transformation, and just, kick us from the beginning.
All right, man. So it started off when I was a kid. My parents fought a lot. They both fought their own demons, separate battles. My mom was addicted to meth until she got pregnant with me. So that when my parents got together, my dad's whole life had us pretty much stop. No more drinking, nothing in the house. So that led to him kind of hiding things, which kind of caused a lot of issues in the relationship. And I mean, there's a lot of different things. By all means, they were amazing parents. They did everything they could for us. Blessed me so greatly with my hard work ethic. We never went without. They were always at every single practice, baseball, soccer, whatever it was I was doing, they were always there. But they just, they fought a lot, like bad, like out in public at baseball games, and that kind of really distorted my view on love and what it was supposed to look like. Like, I never seen a happy relationship in my life, when I was growing up, and baseball was kind of like my happy place, my safe place, that was the only place that I could go and like deal with my emotions and stuff like that. I kind of just suppressed everything my entire life, like as men, my dad, he taught me, you don't cry. You don't show your emotions, you be tough, you be strong, be a man.
Suck that shit up.
Yeah, exactly. And I just did that for 28 years.
Right.
I never dealt with nothing.
We went through the same thing.
Yeah, exactly,
I didn't see my dad cry for the longest time, bro.
Yeah, so, when I had opportunities to play college ball, stuff like that, but it turns out you have to have good grades to go to college. So I kind of fucked up that
Student athlete, man.
Yeah,
Student first.
exactly.
Right.
So I was planning on playing for a couple different colleges around here, but I'd have to live at the college. And when I went to talk to the counselors to see how I could work, play baseball, and go to school, they kind of all laughed at me. They said, you have to lose one, you can't, there's no possible way.
Yeah, you gotta dedicate yourself.
So at that point, I just started working, started doing HVAC, crawling our houses, doing duct work, like just straight up shit work, like miserable work. Started making a lot of money, and I just started hanging around different people. The town where I grew up, partying is everything. That's all people do around here, And I kind of got sucked into it early. I was hanging around like older people that had made it in life. They were out partying, so all these things were readily available to me. So I kind of got sucked into that party life at 17, 18. I was in the bars. Every bar around here, I knew everyone, and it just kind of progressively got worse and worse. When I was around 20 years old, I got my first serious relationship, and she cheated on me within the first year, and that was kind of like my biggest fear, Like, I was so afraid of my life turning into what my parents' life was, that I wouldn't talk to girls. I was super nervous, super self-conscious of my height. I had a lot of things going on. And I had so many different things that were going on in my head, like from my life at home. Like that it consumed me pretty much.
Right.
So when I finally did get this relationship and then that happened, it broke my fucking heart. Like it tore me into pieces, and then...
You don't want to repeat the cycle.
Exactly. So started drinking a lot, and that was the first time I started drinking out of pain. And then a couple months after that, my boss committed suicide. So I lost my career and her within that same couple months. Ended up taking her back, and it was like a super, super toxic relationship for like 6 or 7 years. Just in and out of it, and I wasn't a good person either, I did a lot wrong. I was drunk on coke 24/7. I think I was fucked up probably 90% of the time I was ever with her. Like the whole first year, I don't think I was sober one time with being with her. And she didn't know. I don't know how. She knew I drank, but
people are good at hiding.
I guess it's kind of like
when
you only see someone a certain way, you think it's normal.
Right, that's their baseline.
Yeah, that's how he is.
Yep.
Facts, bro.
Yep, exactly. So then it just progressively got worse and worse. I got sober 3 or 4 years ago. I did 75 hard. I was training 7-8 hours every single day, and I did that program for 105 days straight. At that time, I moved in with my cousin. I had been sober, everything, and things kind of didn't really turn out the way that they were supposed to living there. Kind of put me in an uncomfortable situation, and so I started drinking again. And at that time, I was like, I think I've been good like these 100 whatever days. I think I can have a healthy relationship with alcohol.
Right.
I think I could just have a couple beers, whatever. And that was my biggest mistake, because that's not me. Like whatever I do, I'm doing 100%.
Turning the Frank the Tank.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the fuck I'm doing. It's 100% full bore. And that just went for alcohol and cocaine and whatever other drug people put in front of me I was doing for almost 10 years.
I mean, that's a testament to your character, though. Like, you could put that energy into being positive, too.
Exactly. And I think that's like the way I train and the amount I train is a direct reflection of how bad my addiction was.
Right.
Because it's like, addiction doesn't go away. I don't think it does, at least. So you have to replace it with something that's healthy.
Right.
And that's what I do with fitness.
So during them times when you were going through all the things, did you realize like the damage that you were actually doing to yourself?
Yes and no. Honestly, I really just didn't care.
Right.
Like I thought my life was gonna be like that forever, and like I was just stuck at this job that I fucking hated. I was stuck in a relationship I didn't want to be in because I knew it wasn't good for me. It kind of just made me content with my life being a certain way.
Right.
You're content with unhappiness.
Exactly. And me and my friends talked about it for a long time. It's like we all knew it's gonna take something horrible to happen to us for us to stop. And honestly, I thought it was gonna be me dying or like getting like my liver shutting down or something. Because like for a long time, I was waking up every single morning throwing up like this stomach bile and blood, like because I wasn't eating anything.
Precursors of cirrhosis.
Yeah,
right?
but I wasn't eating. I was drinking cocaine or not.
I was drinking cocaine and
drinking
snorting
Coors Light
alcohol.
and cocaine. That was it, bro. Like I would have like a burger at the bar or whatever, or something
Cocaine
at
for
lunch at work.
breakfast and chasing.
Bro,
it
like
and
I would wake
alcohol.
up and like the only thing that would stop the shakes and all this stuff was drinking. Then as soon as I started drinking, I wanted a bump.
Right.
And then it's just like this vicious cycle just fucking going over and over and over again, bro.
So you really didn't even realize like what the repercussions of all this was doing. It was just more so like an escape for you at the time?
It was. I mean, it started off fun like it does for everyone, but then when you start using it as vice, then
It's
you
like
need it all the
anesthesia
time.
for
Yeah,
your,
exactly.
for your body and mind.
Like I was so fucked up. Like I would do bumps before going to bed because I thought it was gonna help me sleep.
Wow.
It's like there's no fucking sense in that.
Right.
Well, it was
And
like
then I was
probably like, there's a little bit left. I gotta finish
Gotta
it.
do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave this for tomorrow.
Right.
Been there.
Yeah, then, like there was times I would sleep on my couch just so it was easier for me to wake up to go to work, because like I was making every excuse in my head on why I didn't have a problem, because I was still going to work. I was still making money. I was paying all my own bills, but nothing else really mattered to me. Like it was tearing apart my family. Like my mom she's been praying for me for 10 years. Like she went through addiction, so she's seen all the signs. Like she's seen everything I was going through. She wasn't stupid,
Right.
And
Your
that
eyes
kind of
were
just
wide open to it.
yeah, and like that kind of just drove a spike in between me and her, because I'm like, this is what I'm fucking doing. You're not like, you're just gonna drive us further apart, even though she was just trying to help me.
Right.
And that I just wasn't having it. I was pushing them as far away as possible, and they just, thank God they didn't go away, because those are the people that were there for me when everything went down.
Right. I know you had mentioned in the beginning that you held everything in. Like, tell us about the repercussions of holding all your stuff in and not expressing it to people. Like, how did that have an effect on you? By never talking about nothing.
It affected me in a lot of ways. Like I don't really have a temper, but everything would just fester up, and then I would just explode. Like every
Usually on the
so
wrong
often.
person,
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
Someone that did deserve it.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, because it's like you need to purge
Mm-hmm.
and vent and all those things, but like the baseline's suffering in silence,
Yeah,
being a man, just suck it up, nobody fucking cares,
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy,
And that's exactly how it was. And I mean, I can't really be mad at other people, because that's how I was too. Like I was that person, and now it's like it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah. Well, I can relate. Like, I feel like in certain parts of my life, I feel like when I'm going through a tough season, I almost get like upset with people not checking in on me or like not making sure I'm good. But a lot of the times I act like I'm good. So
Uh-huh.
how can I expect
Exactly. When you're putting off
somebody to even
putting
know
up that front,
that I'm
yeah.
going through something? You
Exactly.
know what I mean? And it's like you said, like your mom or whoever else I was trying to help you at the time, we end up like tending to push away the people that are really,
there to help.
there for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it builds up that resentment, even though they're the one that's in your corner solid, will always be there, your family. But I mean, some people don't have family members like that,
Yeah, like
that's unfortunate.
That's pretty much my whole goal here. Like when I hit up Mike, like and with all this started, is coming out of just wanting to be that support system for other people, because I did have my family and I was very lucky for that. But a lot of people don't. And like I did have my family, but I didn't have anyone else. I didn't have any friends. Like I did.
You
but
probably lost a lot of friends along the way.
I knew that going into it. Every single relationship that I had ever had, like after high school, was all based on partying. So it's like all we ever did was party. So when I stopped doing that main thing, I can't be mad at other people for not following me.
You're like, well, you don't even have to kick it, like, because you ain't partying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. And like it's okay. It's because like they don't want to bring me around and have me relapse or something like that. And I respect that. But I do think addiction is a battle that you do have to fight a lot on your own. Even though you have a lot of people around you, it's a decision that you have to make.
It's all choices.
At night, you're laying alone, bro. Like, you wake up, you're alone. You're out there running, you're alone.
Right.
Like,
so willpower is tough.
But talk about the impact that it has on you hanging around, the wrong people compared to, being around the right people.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say I was hanging around the wrong people because I was one of the main influencers.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I always had a bag. I always had beer. I was always buying things, because I wanted to be around other people. I wanted them to have fun too, and because I thought it was
You were
fun
kind
all
of
the time.
promoting it a little bit.
A little bit, like I'm no saint, bro. Like I was that bad person.
Right.
Like,
did you know that you were a negative impact on people at the time, or was it?
I just honestly, bro, I didn't give a fuck about anything for a long time. I didn't
didn't even cross your mind, like
it did, but it's like this is what I'm doing, bro. Like I didn't until that bad thing happened. I didn't give a fuck about anything. Like I was telling you about. It was recently after I found out I got cheated on and my boss committed suicide. I remember I was up in West Point. I don't know if you guys know where that is. That's fucking way up in the mountains.
I've heard of it, but
on top of like it's like a 1-lane road. Like fucking you go down, it's a cliff. It was pouring rain. I was driving my little sister's like piece of shit Hyundai car at the time. I don't remember why, but it was pouring rain. I was blackout drunk. All these things had just recently happened, and I lost control of the car twice. It spun like multiple times on that road and just completely stopped in the middle of the road 2 times. And like in one night.
That's pretty a big sign. Like
yeah.
You didn't go off the road and you landed right in the middle.
Exactly.
So
and like I just
your attention, huh?
Yeah, and I just didn't even think anything of it. I honestly forgot that happened for a long time. Yeah. I was like,
I almost fucking died.
Like I wasn't trying to kill myself, but like it was. If it did happen, I really did not care.
After your boss committed suicide, did that kind of either make you think about suicide, or did it make it be like, man, I wish I could have helped him, or and I wish I could have been a shoulder or an ear for him.
So I never even met that guy sober. I was like,
so he was in the same boat as you.
Well, he was. I don't really know what was going on with him. I know he had a lot of family stuff and stuff going on at home. But I remember I left the union to go to that job because we were supposed to take over that company. So I had left a career to go to this, and like me and my friend were working together. I won't say his name. I didn't get his permission or anything. But we started this job together, and we started selling cocaine at the same time. And it was the first day we were working together. We were like, hey, how fast do you think we can get this job done on cocaine? We were like, fuck, I don't know, let's figure it out. We're going to find out right now.
So that
really just started it, bro, like, because we had so much freedom with that job. Like, we would start work at, like, whenever we wanted, working an hour, coming home, going straight on the boat party. So we were on the boat every single day that whole summer. Like, that's when I think I started to really get addicted, but I didn't see it because I was having so much fun, or I thought I was. And I think that's where the hook got set. And then when all these bad things started happening, it's like it was already there.
Well, you see everybody else doing it, so you think it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, well, shit, if that person's doing it, like that person's successful.
Yeah,
fucking,
until you're not. You're
when
successful
you can
until you're
maintain
not.
a habit, or and be able to mask it, it's like it's so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I did everything like that. I was working. I was working after work every day doing side jobs, and like that was kind of like my fuel, you know. Like I was just, I would work 24/7. Yeah,
routine, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Like I think the last year was that I was at my worst. I was drinking anywhere from 18 to 30 beers every single day.
Okay, so like, you know, tell us about like the thick of it. You know, was there like a point that everything became, you know, too much, and it finally was like, okay, I need to make a change. Like, what was that moment that turned you from, you know, the old life to, okay, you know what, I'm done with this. I need something
Like a
new.
point where you pivoted.
Yeah. So this one's kind of hard for me to talk about and kind of put out there, you know. But I think it's very important that I do. It was after this like 4-day bender. I drank, no sleep, just cocaine and alcohol for 4 days straight, no sleep. I called in sick from work, hungover that day, and to get rid of the hangover, I drank all day. Finished whatever cocaine I had, and at the time I was doing nitrous with it, you know, the shit that they give you at the
big
at
tanks.
the dentist.
And,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was riding around with one of those in my truck, empty beer cans and shit all in the truck, all that stuff.
Big old balloon.
Yep, and I had passed out completely while I was driving, like right around the corner from here. Had my dog in there. I had empty beer cans, cocaine, fucking nitrous, all this stuff, everything. You know, like obviously I know you're not supposed to drive on nitrous. It's not the smart thing to do. But you know,
the whole prison sentence.
Yeah,
in your passenger seat.
Yeah, when you don't sleep for 4 days, dude, your mind's not fucking working right. So anyways, I'm driving, completely pass out. I wake up on this lawn. My truck's destroyed. My dog's on the floorboard. The whole neighborhood's out. Like, what the fuck is going on? It was like 3 p.m. on a Tuesday or Monday. So I get out of my truck and like just still kind of like dazed. Like I didn't know what happened, you know, anything like that. But I realized I was only half a mile from my house. So I went to the lady whose house it was. I was like, "Here's my ID. I'll be right back. You know, I need to get my dog back to my house. I don't have a leash for him. I'll promise I'll be right back." So I carry my dog all the way over here, grab my work van, bring it over to the truck, grab a toolbox, and threw everything in the truck or in the toolbox before the cops had got there. At that moment, like you know, I was sitting there for about an hour and a half before the cops got there, and the whole time I was just sitting there praying, like, dude, if you get me out of this, I swear I'm changing. It's all over. I'm done with it all, you know. And somehow, by the grace of God, I passed the field sobriety test. Don't ask me how, bro, because like literally no sleep for 4 days, nothing but cocaine and alcohol, just pass out, fucking crashed. And somehow I snapped too and was able to pass that.
Adrenaline, bro.
Yeah.
It'll kind of sober you up
Yeah,
real quick.
and it was a rookie cop that gave me the test, so I think that might have had something to do with it. Because there was like 7 highway patrol there, and they gave me that one. Thank God. So after that, they asked me if they could breathalyze me to further the test, and I said no. Usually they're supposed
That's
to
a
take.
smart move.
Usually
You're like, no, give me the blood test later when I'm
Yeah,
in.
usually
when I'm
that's
in
what
the
I thought.
bullpen for sure.
That's what I thought was gonna happen, you know. And the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, dude, my life is over. Like everyone's gonna know about this. But somehow I got out of it all. And since no one knew what actually happened, because I lied to everyone, I got sober for like maybe 3 weeks, and then my birthday came around. Started drinking and partying again, and I went to one of my buddy's weddings and really let loose. Next day after the wedding, I got drug tested and lost my career. So, like, I feel like I gave my life to God, you know, and I told him I was going to change, so he let me out of it. And then
had to take something
as,
away, though.
as soon as I got comfortable again,
serious you are.
as soon as I let back in, it was like, take that away too. And you know, honestly, I remember just praying when I got the call from the drug testing place saying it came tested positive for a high amount of cocaine in my system. I just remember praying and saying, like, you know, whatever is next in my life, I put it all in your hands. I know this job might not be for me, but I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna get sober. I'm gonna be the man that you put me on this earth to be, and everything else is gonna come after that. Like, cause I had spent all my money on partying. Like, I made a lot of money, but
it's expensive.
It all fucking, like, I had nothing. So I lost my job and I had just enough to pay rent that month. And, you know, I thought I was going to lose this place. Like, this gym didn't look like this. Like, I had nothing. Like, it was nothing. So I was like, I was okay with, I knew everything was going to have to change. I was going to lose my friends. I was going to lose everything. But I put it in God's hands. And then as soon as I started getting sober and doing all these things, everything started aligning. Jobs started coming in out of nowhere. I started working for myself again. And then I was able to build this gym, you know, like, I basically turned my house into like a wellness center. If you think about it, like I have a sauna inside, like everything that I need to get to where I needed to go, I put in my house where I wouldn't have to leave.
Right.
And I kind of locked myself inside for about 6 months.
Quarantined yourself inside.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
Well,
that's good.
Talk about the mind shift. It's like, okay, so you have this big pivotal moment that happens, and it's like, okay, life smacks you right in the face, like, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching that are battling with these type of things. What's some of like the first steps that like, that you took to actually start making, effort at these changes, did you have to stay away from certain things? Did you, like tell us the steps that you took to get on the new path?
Well, I think everything has to change. At least for the first long period of time, you can't do any of the same shit. Like I couldn't go to gas stations. I wouldn't even go into Safeway a lot, like, because most of the time I would only go there for alcohol. There was so many different triggers all around me. That's why I put everything here and built this place, because I wouldn't have to go anywhere else. I wouldn't have to go see people. I wouldn't have those temptations around me.
Yeah, triggers are tough.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, they're like, okay, maybe they recognize they have a problem, but they don't understand how deep their little triggers are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, give some insight on things that you had to keep away from, so maybe somebody else can say, maybe I should start doing some of these things.
So in the beginning, I just had to take control of the things I could control. I couldn't go to work. I didn't have a job. I had to get so.
Like, tell us about, when you recognize that you have a problem, was it something that you tried to keep in, as a secret, or did you know that you had to let it be out so you could?
So pretty much, I kept it a secret, at least in my own head. I thought people didn't know. Well, they definitely didn't know how bad it was. They knew I partied, but they didn't know how much I was doing every single day.
To what extent?
Yeah, and so I was always able to keep it a secret, or at least keep it under wraps enough to where, like, I still had my shit together. Like, I had a job, I was going to work, and I was handling all my stuff.
That's the persona that you're holding.
Exactly.
To keep everyone, like, around you.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, even when
all these things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, so even when I crashed my truck, I was able to hide that. So no one really knew anything until I got fired, until I came up positive for cocaine, because my uncle's the service manager of that company, and his best friend's the one who got me the job.
Right.
So it's like I let a lot of people down. It got out to everyone, So that was the first time I had to actually sit there and face my problems. I couldn't hide it anymore. I just fucking lost my job.
You think that truth kind of helped you, set you free a little bit,
100%. So when I got the call from the drug testing agency, I called my foreman, pretty much like an uncle to me, and I just told him I was ready to check myself into rehab. Like, he could hear me ready to break in my voice, and he was like, "Hey,
you're at your breaking point."
Yeah, he was like, "I don't even care about anything right now." He's like, "You need to call your family." He's like, "They're gonna be there for you. They love you. They are all the support you need. Fuck rehab." He's like, "You know who you are. You know what you need to do." He's like, "Call them right now and just let them know everything." So as soon as I hung up the phone with him, text everyone in my family. I was like, "Yeah, I need you guys here in 5 minutes. I need you guys right now." Every single one of them was there. Every single one.
That's awesome.
And they all knew exactly what they were there for. It was like they knew it was coming.
They were kind of waiting for you to call on them.
And as soon as that was the first time I cried, and I couldn't even tell you, honestly. It's just something I never did. It just all came out. It was over at that point. But it was the biggest weight off my chest once I actually said it myself. They knew I had a problem. I knew I had a problem, but I had never said it out loud.
Right.
Yeah,
so it's
hiding it.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people do.
Yeah.
It's hard to admit those things, and it takes courage, because doing something you don't want to do or you're scared of, and you do it anyways. That's what courage really is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and facing those type of demons, you know what I mean? It's something that really has a grip of you, and it's you put off. And you take so long to face it. Like when it finally came out, and and this is like you said, this is the whole purpose of what we talk about as men. We suffer with so many things in silence. Finally opening up and talking about it with your family. Talk about the weight that was. Did you feel instant support from them? And it was
100%. Yeah. As soon as I came out and said I'm addicted to cocaine and alcohol, I just lost my job because I tested positive for cocaine, and then I also told them how I actually crashed my truck.
Right.
The
truth.
Yeah,
exactly. They're like, "What happened to your truck?" You're like, "Oh, fender bender."
Yeah, exactly. I told everyone that my phone had dropped on my floorboard, and it was around a curb. So I told them I reached over to get it, and as soon as I looked up, I was already on the curb, but I was fucking completely passed out.
You didn't want to admit the truth, man.
Yeah. And just saying something like that, driving on nitrous, that's kind of just like, common sense.
Right.
Like, probably shouldn't do it anyways, but, driving's probably the worst time to do it,
What was their reaction to you like confessing about it?
They were like, holy shit, like, wow.
Were they like disgusted or? Were
not so much disgusted. You definitely tell it was like concern.
Like they didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Because sometimes when you see disgust on people's faces, it kind of like, fuck, like.
Yeah, and like that's kind of like, I tell people my
down.
story, and like I do get. There's people that's like, wow, like so proud of you that you came through all this and like came out on top, But then there's some people that's like, you fucking idiot, like, the fuck were you thinking? Like,
Well, those are people that think they're holier than God and have never been through nothing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? People who have been through shit and have sinned or whatever they have done, and they realize what the fuck they did, and they hold themselves accountable and they own it. I have more respect for those people than people who fucking have never been through the valley of shadow of darkness. You ain't never been through the valley, don't fucking talk about
Yep,
it.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, you have nothing to fucking talk about.
Yeah, 100%. But like, talk about the journey and finding God. So you had these encounters. You prayed to God. You said you were gonna give up these things. You had the crash. Things were good for a second. You relapsed in a way. How did you get back on track with Him to find, purpose?
I just like it all kind of came full circle. Like I knew in my head He let me out of that crash, and I didn't change. So the things that I told Him I was going to do the first time, I did them. And life's been great since then.
Right.
Like there was withdrawal lasted about a month and a half.
It's hard to kick.
Oh, dude, like, and I was dealing with neuropathy. So like every time I lay down, my arms would lock up. It would shoot pain through my arms. Like my hands would lock up. I couldn't fucking hang from a pull-up bar. Nothing. Like I would use a whole roll of tape every single time I worked out on each hand, just because it would, like, that's how my hands, like, I had support, And every time, like, I couldn't write, nothing. Like my hands would lock up, and that happened. I went to the chiropractor like 4 or 5 times a week for like 2 months before it started to get better, because like I just had so many different, like, it was like pinched nerves and stuff like that, he was saying, and a lot of inflammation in my back. He did
had all those blockers from all the drugs, like deadening all your nerves.
Exactly.
So you were having physical symptoms.
Yeah. Like besides the throwing up blood and all that stuff, like I was losing feeling in my hands and my feet.
Did you like go to the ER and like
No.
admit yourself in the hospital for
No.
these things? You're just like, fuck it, raw dog it. I don't give a shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, talk about the mindset, like as you're dealing with these physical things, but you're on a path of trying to better yourself. Like how
it was like once I got fired, it was just like the switch flipped. It was like I'm not going back no more. Like I can't. This is what I have to do, and this is what I'm gonna do. I went through withdrawal, but I never had any temptation. I didn't want to drink or do cocaine or anything like that. It was over for me.
Like it just took it away.
Yeah,
from you.
completely. Yeah,
Right.
It was like that.
It was
that,
cold turkey.
Yeah,
like,
that bad thing happened, and I'm done now. It just sucks that it took things getting to that point to
getting close
stop.
to death, or like we were talking about, rock bottom, man. That's where you build a foundation, because it's
exactly.
a solid spot to build it, bro.
100%.
You talked about all the signs or not following what you were supposed to do. So was there things that once you started bettering yourself and making new habits, were you getting like positive like affirmations to keep going? Were you having like these wins that kept you going, or was it just suffer in the beginning?
It was pretty much just suffer, honestly, because I don't know if you guys believe in spiritual warfare. So as soon as I gave my life to God and like I started doing the 75 hard program again, broke my foot. Like I was chasing my little niece around playing tag with her, kicked the side of the couch, broke all these toes, and like it was hard to walk, it was hard to do anything. I was dealing with neuropathy, so working out and exercising, what I was trying to get, like,
You couldn't
trying
do
to help
it.
me.
The thing that was helping you
fucking
couldn't do it.
That's
Yeah.
the enemy, bro. Like when you're taking steps towards closer to God, the enemy's gonna fight, man, and try to keep you,
And
away from
he came full force. So like I broke my foot, dealing with neuropathy, couldn't sleep, waking up cold sweats, fucking you name it, man. Like the shakes, and then I also dislocated a rib too. I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
Guys
I
do
didn't
jiu-jitsu
know.
all the time.
I didn't know, so that put me out another month. And like, so it was like all these things kind of had made me sit down and deal with like the mental side of things, because it was easy for me to get in shape. Not easy, but I know what I need to do, and I'm I'm disciplined to where once I get my mind set on a goal, I'm gonna fucking complete that goal no matter what it takes.
Right.
But I hadn't really fixed my mental yet. I had a lot of things that I was still needing to deal with that I was running from for a long time. So dealing with that was the biggest thing for me, and I think that was kind of God sitting me down and saying, you know, that you need to fix everything, not just your habits. You need to fix your mental state. You need to learn how to deal with things. You need to learn how to deal with people. You need to have these conversations. Make amends for what you can in the places that you were wrong. So that kind of forced me to have a lot of tough conversations, and those conversations made me grow immensely.
Right.
Your conversations you have with yourself too.
Exactly, yeah.
Dude, mental and emotional stamina, you know, is tough. You know, because it's easy to, all right, I did that for a little bit, but I gotta keep doing it. I gotta keep thinking this way.
Yeah.
You know, I can't just relapse mentally. You know, maybe not drugs, but just like, you know, thinking negatively.
Yeah.
Or getting like kind of rage, like when you just rage bait yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So talk about your motto, bro. Your new life will cost you your old one. You know. So how did you come up with that?
Honestly, I don't know where I read it, but I came across it and I was meditating one day, and it just kept coming in my head, just that saying over and over and over again.
Right.
I heard that at the fellowship church when I went with my mom.
They were just talking about
that? Oh, really?
They just had something
That's
similar,
true.
very similar. Maybe not the exact same words.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
Yeah, then the hawk. I was kind of I was in like a little spiritual journey, you know.
it's your spirit animal.
Yeah, 100%. So I was looking up like how to identify like a spirit animal and stuff like that, because I know God, like he comes to us in all different ways, you know. And anyway, so I just looked it up. How do you find it? How do you find a spirit animal? All that stuff. And it said like it could be a real animal. It could be like a smudge on a mirror or something like that, kind of identifying. And that next day, I was doing sit-ups right here, and I don't know if you can still see it, but there was a smudge on the mirror that looked just like a hawk. I took a picture of it, put it on ChatGPT, and it said it was a red-tailed hawk. But then it also noticed that there was two crows, or not. It wasn't actually two crows, you know. So once I seen that, I looked it up, the meaning, and it said that in the picture it seen two other birds that looked like crows. And the meaning behind the crows was like my old past life, my old decisions and stuff like that, always coming to look like coming for me, you know.
Yeah, crows get a bad rap, but
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I see it as a dark bird versus, you know.
Yeah.
But like that's crazy, you know, that it was something like that. Because I was gonna ask you, like, was it an actual red-tailed hawk, or was it a dream? You
I'll
know?
get there, bro. So the main character in the thing was a red-tailed hawk.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? Didn't really tell anyone about it. I was like, that's fucking weird, whatever. But that's a little out there for people to believe. So I'm up at a couple days later. I'm at Round Valley, and there's this spot up on the hill that I like to go and just meditate and pray, spend time with God. And I would go out there quite often whenever I was having like a rough day or anything like that. So I'm meditating, and I've been out there for like 45 minutes. Like I was super like. It was one of the first times like I actually got into like a super like
Transic
yeah.
state, you know.
All of a sudden I feel this fucking like huge gust of wind come over me, and like I open my eyes, look up, and there's this ginormous red-tailed hawk just circling above me. Like not really circling, but like just going back and forth right there. Didn't think anything of it really. Finished up meditating, all that stuff, and I keep going further up the mountain. I see the hawk again, with two crows following behind it. I see it 3 times that day in 3 different separate
They
places.
were chasing his ass.
Yeah. So then I look to my right while I'm hiking, and I see this cross. Like in the top of the hill, I've been going around Valley my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen this cross before.
Yeah.
And then just like as soon as I seen that, like I looked up the meaning of 2 crows and a hawk, and it was saying like the hawk is your new, like focus on your new direction, and the crows are your old life.
Right.
So that's kind of just where that all came from.
So you rocked it. Yeah, and it's like, you know, sometimes I feel like God works in mysterious ways, bro, and you know, for you to get a little like verification that, you know, you're on the right path now, and these little signs, it was like, so burying your old life and now you have this new one. What are some of the new habits that you incorporated in your life to keep you away from, you know, going back? Like, what were the new habits, the discipline, you know, how did you become that? You know what I mean?
So basically, I just pretty much, my morning routine is critical for me. I do it every single day. I wake up, I pray before I get out of bed, and then right after that, I'm on the street. I'm running, walking, just getting outside, get fresh air. A lot of early morning sun is big. I read a lot, just exercising 24/7 pretty much. Like I try to keep myself as busy as I possibly can. I don't really have to do that anymore, but in the first 6 months or so when I was really going through it,
Being stagnant sucks.
I couldn't vary from my plan at all. You know, I was super strict on it. Didn't matter where I was getting those things done, and that structure kind of just set the path for everything else. Like even if I was working, whatever, if I got those things done, I felt better in my head.
It was like a sense of like accomplishment.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Positive, you know.
Yeah, and like when I lost my job, you know, it's like I had to have something that I could check off and accomplish every day that would kind of make me feel
Make
better.
you feel unaccomplished.
Yeah.
If you did nothing, you laid around or
Yeah.
just like, fuck, I was a lazy fuck all day.
Yeah.
I didn't do shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it's like that structure, giving myself a daily plan, doing those things every day, keeping my house super clean, taking control of the things that I could taking control of the things that I could take control of, you know, because I couldn't go to work. I had to make damn sure that my house was clean. I was getting my exercise in. I was eating right. I wasn't fucking off anymore. So that was pretty much the biggest thing, was just structure.
Right. What about like, you know, I know you're super into working out. Talk about, you know, not only like the physical benefits to exercise, but also like the mental benefits of it. Like what has it done for you?
It's pretty much everything for me. You know, I get rid of my anger. I get rid of my sadness. I get rid of like temptation. All that comes out in these weights. You know, like people might not be there for you all the time, but the weights are there for you all the time. You know, like that's just kind of what I fell back on. So,
what's your routine like? How many days do you work out of the week? Like,
Yeah, you said you were getting up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, bro.
that's just because I can't sleep, bro. Like I have bad dreams. Like I'll wake up, think I lost my sobriety, and I just start fucking running. Like,
I gotta go right
I
now.
just felt like running.
Right, bro? Just fucking. I didn't know what else to do, so I started running.
Yeah. So like, what's your workout schedule like?
Pretty much every day. A couple times a day.
You don't give yourself a rest day to
If
recover?
I mean, I do.
But
I
like
need
that
to.
mentally,
I
you'll be like,
listen to
fuck,
my-
I gotta get back
I
on it.
pretty much, yeah. Like it's just, I don't train super hard every day. There's days I train a lot harder than others.
That makes sense.
And I'm not running 5 miles every single day. Like there's days I'm walking.
You'll
and, like,
physically burn out.
Exactly.
Doing
That's
something.
that's
like
what happened to me
active rest
the
or
first
something.
time. Like when I got sober. Like I did it. I burned myself out for those 102 days, and I got hurt. So then it's like I didn't do the mental work, so I fell right back into the same habits.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest part, bro. Is in the beginning, you know, you're super like motivated, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel this new like happiness, this joy, you know, and you start getting into this routine, and then it's like that motivation starts fading.
Well, you get
like,
a plateau.
Yeah,
Right.
like how do you stay disciplined? You know, on hard days when you don't feel like working out, when you don't feel like doing these things, like what's something that you do to maintain that level of discipline?
It's something I have to do it. I don't really have a choice. Like, it's just something I need to do to feel okay. It's like I don't work out to look good. I work out to feel good. It's the only thing that makes me.
Did your
feel
diet help out too? Like I see you're
Yeah,
doing a lot of meal prepping and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean, diet, like that was I've always worked out. I've always gotten good shape, but I've never put the nutrition into play. I just ate whatever I wanted, you know, and I was pretty much able just to kind of stay in pretty good shape. But now putting the exercise and the nutrition in together, it's been a complete game changer.
Right.
Yeah. Like I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't take pre-workout hardly ever. I just my diet is my fuel. If you fuel your body right, you don't need that stuff.
Right. And that's, you know, one of glutton. You know what I mean? Eating bad shit and doing too much of it and stuff like that. You know, I've adapted that into my diet to, you know, the nutrition aspect. You know, cutting things out that were. Well, I'm just eating this because it tastes good. It's not giving me nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or I'm just eating what my kids are enjoying.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's readily available.
The easy
You know?
stuff. I eat super clean: chicken and rice, ground beef and rice, ground bison, sweet potatoes, steak, and veggies and fruit. That's it. I don't vary from that. I eat sourdough bread sometimes. It's
So
called
you're one of them guys. It's like once you find your routine.
That's why his ass is looking like that, man.
I have tunnel vision, bro. It doesn't matter what I'm doing.
Like once it works, it works.
I'm off.
You know.
Do you follow like anybody specific like that like has inspired you? You know, like
I do now, but honestly, I started out. I didn't have any social media.
that's
Like,
probably good, bro. Social media is the devil, bro.
Oh, I know.
It's the fucking
I know.
devil. Even
Trust
though this
me.
is helping us.
Yeah.
See, we have to, but see, that's the thing though. Is like everything could be a good thing or a bad thing, and what we're doing is, you know, we're trying to, you know, use the things that we've learned and the lessons that we've been through, and trying to help other people. So it's like I noticed that you post a lot of workout stuff now. You know, you created a page. is helping others? Is that something that you want to get into now that you feel like you have a hold of yourself? And
100%. Like I've been through so much in my life, and I've got knocked down so much, and I've came back from so much that I look back now. I used to be mad at the world and think everything else was someone else's fault. All these bad things weren't my fault. But now that I look at it, I'm so grateful that I went through all those things, because now I can hopefully stop someone else from doing the same thing that I did.
Yeah, humbled you and it's inspired you to help other people.
Exactly. Like God blessed me with every circumstance that I need to help other people. Because I've been through so many different things, you know.
Well, I watched your workout, like, bro, that's pretty inspiring. I was like, fuck, I need to talk to him, man. I'm trying to get this, last little bit.
Yeah.
I got to meet my clients when I'm cutting their hair, like, man, bro, who's that dude, bro? I'm trying to, you know what I mean? So let people know, how can they get like a hold of you? Are you taking on any clients that you're training with? Or?
So right now I'm taking nutrition courses, and I'm kind of just, I can fit up to 6 people in the garage. I train people one-on-one and then groups up to 6. I'm not charging anyone right now until I finish nutrition school, because right now I'm kind of still trying to learn I know how to work out myself, but I wouldn't really recommend how I work out to a lot of other
because
people.
everybody's body type is different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That, and it's like,
some people can't keep up.
You gotta be fucked up in the head to do what I do every day. Normal people don't do that shit all the time, Yeah, right?
Right. Yeah, don't stop, for sure.
Yeah, I can't,
Can't stop, won't stop, man.
Yeah.
What's like some of the most important lessons that you feel like through the whole journey, like looking back, what are some things that that you could give back to people, on the mental side?
It really doesn't matter how far gone you are, because I was pretty bad. Like I thought I wasn't gonna. I thought I was unsavable. Thought I was going to hell for sure.
Thought you're forsaken.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, there's no way that someone's gonna forgive me for all this shit that I've done. But I was so wrong, and like I held on to that thought for years and years and years and years, and it kind of just pushed me further away from God.
Right.
And then when this all happened, it's like I see that I've been saved, because I did lose my job and all that stuff. But as soon as I started aligning myself, big jobs started coming in, like out of nowhere. Like people that I haven't talked to for years call me and say, hey, I got this job, I can't do it. I already bought all the shit, it's all at the job, name your price and you go do it.
Right.
And like that happened every week.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like as soon as I started like aligning myself, like
things started
massive deals started coming through it. It's like I'm not even tripping no more. Like I know I'm gonna be good as long as I'm following what I think God has put me here to do. The doors will open, the people will come, and I'm gonna be good.
Amen.
That's amazing.
That's a powerful, a lot of people, like God will give us signs, right in front of us most of the times. And it's like, until we open that door, it's like, you don't even know what he has, waiting for you on the other side of that. And it's just like, even how this whole thing linked up, like, me and him linked up. He was having a hard time, we had talked. He kind of opened up to a little bit of the things that he was going through. We had prayed. We're like, hey, man, maybe we should just start a podcast. I'm sure there's, other people, that are struggling out there. So me and him linked up. And then you had followed me, and I seen all your workout stuff, bro. And I was like right in the middle of getting ready to launch my page. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I was having doubts about it, right? I'm like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't think people are gonna like even cling to this or whatever.
Now they're feeding off.
Yeah, and then I seen him. He followed me, and then he messaged me, Mike. I don't know why or whatever, like even made me do this, but
Destiny.
Something told me that I have to get in contact with Mike. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
And I'm just like, I'm just sitting back, soaking all this in, bro, because I feel like when you answer what God's calling you to do, and I feel like we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, I feel like sky's the limit for us. You know what I mean? And I feel like you have a story that's gonna change a lot of people. You know what I mean? I know you had mentioned to me like opening up is something that is difficult.
So difficult, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's difficult for us too. And it's just like getting around the right people. I think is so important. So it's like if there's anybody out there that's watching this right now, and they're going through the same things that you are going through, like what's some of the best advice that you could give to them?
It doesn't matter what you've done, like how far gone you are, you can be saved. You just have to open that door. You have to surrender to God. You have to give it all to God. You have to leave it in His hands, and He will take you from there. Like, I didn't know where the fuck my life was headed after I got fired. I just knew I needed to get sober, and I needed to start living for God, and He led me the rest of the way. Like, every day, something new happens that just amazes me.
Right.
Sometimes blind faith, man,
that's all it was, bro. Like, that's all it was, because I had no idea what I was going to do.
That's the definition of faith is believing in something you can't see.
Exactly.
And
like, bro, like when I did 75 hard the first time years ago, I was gonna start all this then.
Mhm.
And I'm so thankful that I didn't because there's so many more lessons that I had to learn. And
It was
it's
a
probably
wrong time.
none of this would have happened, you know. And there was so many different things that I had to go through throughout those next couple of years to get to where I am now, and it would have never happened unless I did do those things.
If you had to go back and look at yourself 5 years ago, the version that you are now, what would you say to the old you?
Hold on, dude.
Hold on for the ride, bro.
Hold on, bro. Things are gonna get better.
Buckle your seatbelt.
It's gonna be a fucking wild ride, but things are gonna get better.
Yeah, definitely. You're definitely a true testament of what we represent in the Vigilant Brotherhood. I know that you've been through a lot of struggles, overcoming things in silence. You know what I mean. So we just want to give you your flowers for that. You know what I mean.
Yeah, man. Most guys don't get their flowers until they're dead, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
I
absolutely.
got lucky.
Hey, we all did, man. We're blessed.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I'm
It's
definitely
hard to
blessed.
even accepting the blessings that you're just like, man, I'm blessed, but you're like, man, do I really deserve that? Or,
Exactly. Like
you know.
that was my biggest thing too. For a long time, like I was still punishing myself. I was like, dude, I don't deserve these. I don't deserve
Self-inflicted
this success.
punishment.
Yeah,
bro.
but
It's
like
tough.
I don't deserve to be successful. I don't deserve happiness. Like I fucked up so much in my life. I don't deserve these things. But now it's like, I do.
Right. No, for sure, dude. You're an inspiration. I don't even think you realize it. Like people are looking at you, bro. Like I want to be like him. You know what I mean?
That's crazy to me. It's like I'm such a shy person. Like I don't like my stuff out there. So all of this shit, even the workout videos, is so far out of my comfort zone. Like I can't even tell you guys. Like,
Right.
it's honestly crazy.
We're with you, man. That's
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, this whole thing's new for all of us. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But
for sure.
I could tell you from people that I'm cool with, that the things that they've said to me about you and how they look at you, bro. Like, maybe you don't realize it, but like you are really inspiring a lot of people, bro. And you gotta just keep doing like what you're doing, and you gotta just your discipline is something that people admire for sure. Your physique, everything is.
Yeah,
a
the
true
short
testament,
kings out
bro.
there are like, man, look at this dude.
Yeah, for real, bro.
You know,
Well, I just like
make people self-conscious. You know what I mean?
my whole goal was just if I could help one person,
Just
like,
one.
just one. It
Right.
did its job, and like I've so many people have hit me up that I don't talk to or anything like that, just saying like how proud of me how proud of me they are,
Yeah.
and like how much I've helped them and stuff like that. It's like wow, like I didn't think I was gonna touch this many people, and like dude, like
That's a testament, bro. I said the same thing to him after our first podcast. I had one of my clients who was like freshly 18 just telling me we might have him on here too.
Yeah.
But like he was telling me a dark story, and he had a rough childhood, like since birth, being adopted and like all this kind of like what you had. But yeah, it was when he had told me that, oh, I seen your podcast, I was like, really? Like,
Yeah.
for real?
You watched it?
Yeah, no, I was like, what, the little snippet? He's like, no, I watched the whole thing. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And it kind of filled my bucket a little bit. It kind of like sparked something in me to where I was like, man, maybe I can do this.
Maybe we're onto
and help
something here,
people.
bro.
Yeah, maybe
Like-
we're onto something.
Like
yeah.
if that hype, bro, like I didn't think that many people were gonna show up, and I think the next one's gonna be fucking huge.
Right.
I think it's
Right.
just gonna keep getting bigger.
Yeah, talk to the people about the hike a little bit. What your experience was,
Oh, it was pretty cool, man. Like we got to the top of the mountain, and they started praying over us, and I'd never heard someone speak in tongues before. Bro, so I shut my eyes, they started saying all this stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like I thought we were Christians.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck they're speaking.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they put oil on that dude's head, he started throwing up. Like he got delivered.
I missed that, so I don't
Bro,
know. This is new.
I
didn't know that.
I looked to my left. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I only seen this shit on camera, like on videos and stuff. Like it
Can you tell
happened
me
right
about that?
happened right in front of me, bro. Like,
Yep.
and the craziest thing is, I used to party with that guy a long time ago, and I haven't seen him in a long time. So when he showed up, he didn't know any of us.
Yeah.
He showed up because his wife showed him the reel on Instagram, and he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, he said you guys look like some real people. I'm just
I do remember when
That's-
at the beginning.
That's the person that got saved.
right.
It's
That's
like,
crazy.
tell me
Talk
God's
about
not.
that one person.
Tell me God's not working in our favor right now. Tell me
Yeah.
He's not with us. Like,
Well, he's thanking
That's-
us too for that.
yeah,
Like,
that person went there just from the Instagram video. Didn't know us, and he was meant to be there.
No.
Dude, when I seen the traction, because I get the notifications like, oh, this person liked it. And I was like, I don't know that person. Somebody liked this. Someone commented. I was like, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah,
And I'm looking at it, I was like, oh shit. You
It
know,
just
it's
keeps
like,
getting bigger and bigger and
right?
bigger too.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why we're obviously gonna do more hikes and other cool events and stuff
Mhm.
like that. me and Mike are, since you guys came to my jiu-jitsu gym, and you know, people saw me post that, and we were like, dude, let's have it at a jiu-jitsu event. And I was like, just run it, let's set it up. And I asked my gym, and they're like, dude, that sounds awesome. You know, we support it. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
That's awesome, man. It's cool because I think a lot of people are supporting it. Like a lot of different gyms and stuff have hit me up, and they say they love the movement. Like they
different CrossFit gyms.
Bro. Like we can. They said we're more than welcome to use their equipment, their facilities. They love our movement, and you know it's positive promotion for them too as well. You know, and the whole thing is we're just trying to build a community of as many people as we can to help each other get stronger. You know,
because we've all been on islands. You know what I mean, and sometimes, you know, bridges get burnt. You don't want to end up on an island, man. We're all here. I'm a bridge, he's a bridge, you're a bridge. You know, where it's a big network of people that actually care and have, you know, real empathy, because we've been through the shit.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe not the exact same thing, but something similar or worse or less, whatever.
And I think that's the best part about it is too, we all have been through different things and we all had different struggles. We've all overcame different things in different ways, so we could all kind of network and feed off that with each other. And we all have different strengths too, like your jiu-jitsu, tattoos, your boxing, haircutting, all that stuff. Like me, I'm just fitness.
Firearms training.
Yeah, exactly. All that.
Yeah.
Like we all have different skill sets that we could all teach each other and all feed off of.
And there's so many different walks of life. Like somebody may come in and maybe somebody's struggling with something that you went through. And the next person that comes along, they struggle with something that you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's like I've had people literally like. When we first started this whole thing, I'm not gonna lie, I was battling doubts. Like, there's no way people are gonna mess with like some positivity. You know what I mean? Like,
people are haters, bro.
Yeah.
I was hating on myself and thinking like, no one's gonna like this. Like you're a fool. People are just gonna use this against you. They're gonna call you up, you know, whatever, a list of the things they want to call you.
The amount of people that have reached out, you know, to me and was saying, bro, what you guys are doing is awesome, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm talking about people from all over California. Like, man, they're like, bro, you got some of the Brotherhood out here. I'm all the way in SoCal. I'm like,
shit.
Not yet.
You know what I mean?
We're spreading. This can spread though, bro.
You know, so
I hope it spreads like wildfire. You know.
I think it's gonna, bro. Like we just keep our focus straight on right. We're good to go.
Well, I mean, negativity is a cancer. Bro.
Oh, for sure.
It's a cancer.
It's the worst thing that you could possibly have. It's you're like manifestation. All that shit's so real. It's crazy. And when all you're thinking about is bad things, when the next bad thing's gonna happen. Bad things are gonna happen.
Yeah, you keep.
When you flip that switch and you think about good shit, you think about.
I always fall victim to that all the time.
It's hard not to.
One thing will happen. I'm like, fuck, man. The next thing, fuck. I'm not even gonna try it because why? You know, what's the
never
fucking
works
point?
out for me.
Exactly. You know.
I could only speak for me, but like getting around like some real, genuine, positive people again has made a huge impact in my life. Like I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I went on that hike, that was the first day in a long time that I felt like that. Like overwhelming sense of happiness.
It was joy, bro. It was like
we were walking
joy.
in our purpose, bro.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? And it was just like, I'm the type of person when I go through something, I isolate myself. You know what I mean? And just getting around people.
I think most everybody does.
Yeah.
Especially
first
men,
instinct.
bro.
Especially men, and that's what this was all about. But yes, we're trying to help men and women, but
Yep.
that's what it was about because obviously we kind of get overlooked. You know, women are really good at talking to each other and helping each other. Like, oh yeah, girl, you slay. You know, go girl. And you know, they all help support each other. And guys kind of just don't say shit. Maybe one or two, like, yeah, king, like do your shit. But it's, you know, you might not accept it as genuine. You might just think they're just trying to show face on the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. But,
like a lot of dude, like it's my friends and family. Like my family supports me, and like my friends say they support me, but it's like. On social media, it's the people that you don't know.
I want to see it. I want to
The
feel it.
people you don't talk to are the people that are fucking up there clapping for you. But it's like the people that you want there to be there are typically aren't. At least don't want to show it.
Yeah, they always say your biggest, supporters are unfamiliar faces. You know what I mean? But it's like the whole thing is I want people to realize on the hikes and all these like events, like we're doing physical activity and stuff, but the whole purpose is to create an environment for fellowship to happen, you know what I mean? To open up, you know what I mean, and just talk to somebody that, you may end up being hella cool with. Like, I really don't know you guys that well, but I feel like, we've known each other for a long time, just off the genuine, connection about what we're all trying to do.
That's a bond, and it's like, it's hard to create those bonds without opening up.
You have to.
Right.
And that's the toughest part is to open up. Like when
bro.
he came around the corner, he's like, "Hey, bro, you good?" I was just like, straight up.
Yeah. I'm good. Like I don't talk about.
He's like, "No, you ain't."
I seen it, but it's like
feel it.
Yeah.
if there's one thing, you know, that if somebody's watching and you want to be remembered for, bro, like what's something that you could
like your legacy, something you could leave for everybody.
I never gave up.
Yeah.
I never gave up.
I think I said the same thing.
Never give
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't
never give up. You know, no matter if you get knocked down. You know what I mean.
You can't surrender to you know the negativity and you know.
100%. Yeah.
I respect that.
You know, this is just a glimpse of the things that you know that we all go through. You know what I mean. And we just want to thank Tyler for being you know vulnerable today.
Hey, bro.
He definitely
Thank
had
you guys for having me, bro.
he had a great
Excited to see where all
story.
this is gonna go.
Yeah, definitely. And if there's somebody out there, man, that's watching and that's going through, you know, anything that's similar to his story or you're going through anything, just always remember to never give up. Like he said, he's a true testament of, you know, overcoming struggles and, you know, burying his old life and starting something new, creating new habits. And the whole purpose of this whole podcast and all of our brotherhood and everything, and we're just trying to create, you know, a good community of people that are running the same race. And, you know, if you feel like you're lonely and you need some people to come, you know, hang out with, you know, this is, you know, the crowd for you. We want to encourage you guys to come out to our events. You know, we had 30 plus people come out to our first one. And, you know, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We have a jiu-jitsu day coming up. So, man, thanks for tuning in. I just want to thank Chris for helping me with this podcast. You know, thanks for Tyler and coming on. And we'll see you guys on the next one, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.